Sir.
Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. Yes, Irfan, could you please give us a bit of feedback about the construction of Akhi al-Kabiru and Akhi al-Kabira wa Akhi al-Kabiri?
Sir, Akhi is mudaf alayh. Al-Kabiru is the sifa of Akhi.
Of Akhi, okay. So, excellent.
So
And what about
when we have
Narullahi
Akhi
al-Muqada?
al-Kabira,
Yes, okay, yes.
Akhi al-Kabira, then Musuf and sifa will be compatible in all four aspects of noun.
That's right. So we have to look at the i'rab of the word Akhi. If it is mahallan marfu, then the adjective will be marfu. If it is mansub, then the adjective will be mansub. And if it is majroor, then the adjective will also be majroor. For example, we started from here. Yeah, for example, we say akhun, a brother, akhun kabirun, a big brother. And when we want to say my brother, so we have akhun plus ya al mutakallim. So we know that when we make mudaf alayh, then it has to be light. So it will be akhu plus ya al mutakallim. And we know that there is a demand of ya al mutakallim that there has to be kasra before it. That's why we say akhi. So when we say akhi, basically it is mudaf, it is marfu. The word akhu is marfu, but because of ya al mutakallim, we see kasra here. Okay. So if you want to say big brother, we will say akhi al kabiru. So why we have dhamma here? Because the construction of akhi is marfu,
but dhammatul muqaddara.
That's right, yeah, it's hidden here.
Mudaf ila al-ma'rifa, sir.
Yes, so when we say, yeah, why it is al kabiru, why not akhi kabirun? That's a good point. Because
Akhi, because of the
This is
attached
mudaf
proper noun,
construction.
it becomes
This is
the proper noun.
this is
No,
mudaf
this
mudaf
the-
ila
this is,
construction.
uh,
Mudaf of a pronoun,
This
so
is
it's
subject
proper
and
noun.
this is predicate.
Excellent. We call it mudaf ila al-ma'rifa. So if the noun is common, but when we construct it with a proper noun, then the common noun also becomes a proper noun. And the example that we have learned from the beginning, for example, we say baytun.
Baytullahi.
Baytun means a house, and then we have Rafdul Jalala, Allah. Allah is the most proper of all the nouns everywhere in the world and fi dunya wal akhirah. So when we say Baytullahi, now the word bayt has become marifa because of Lafdul Jalala. So Baytullah. Bayt was basically a common noun, right? Similarly, akhi, now it has become a proper noun because of ya al-mutakallim. So that's why we use the adjective. We know that if the noun and adjective must be equal in four things, which is number, gender, capacity, and status. So when you say ja'a akhi al-kabiru, when you say ja'a akhi, that means that here akhi is basically marfu'. That's why the adjective that we used for it is also marfu'. Then we have ra'aytu akhi al-kabira. Now when we say ra'aytu, after that the word akhi will be mansub. Why it will be mansub?
Maf'ul.
Because it is
Ra'aytu is a
maf'ul
13
bihi, right?
number.
Maf'ul bih.
Yeah, so that's why the adjective is also mansub. And when we say jalastu ma is used as a dharf and also as a preposition. So when we say ma and then after that akhi becomes majroor, that's why the adjective that we have used for it is also majroor. So jalastu ma'a akhi al-kabiri. And from the examples from the Quran, we have iqra wa rabbuka al-akramu wa rabbuka al-akramu. So here Rabb is marfu, that's why al-akramu is also marfu because it is mudaf ila construction, and it is connected to ka, which is a proper noun. We know all the attached pronouns are proper nouns. Then we have ya ayyuhal insanu
Here
ma
ikra is fi'l
gharraka.
al-amr.
Iqra is fi'l al-amr, of course, as you can see here. And the ending is sakin, and then we will read it with kasra because we know this is not from nasara yansuru, from bab nasara.
And here the ka will be maf'ul bihi.
That's right. Iqra wa rabbuka And al-akramu is the sifa of Rabb. Rabbuka al-akramu, all right? And wow, as of now, just I should tell you that this is wow al-haliya. So we will inshallah talk about, there are many types of wow. So you might be thinking like after Iqra, Rabbu should be Rabba, because we know that after Fi'l al-Amr, the noun has to be mansoob. But when we put wa al-haliya, then it becomes the one that follows it becomes a completely different construction. So that's why it is wa rabbukal akram.
Jumlatul ismiya, Ustad.
That's right, it becomes jumlatul ismiya. Okay, ya ayyuhal insanu ma gharraka bi rabbikal karimi. Now we have the word, the ending of kareem is maksur, it's with kasra, because the noun Rabb
because
is
of Rabbi.
And also for
yes,
Rabbi.
Rabbi.
Sifat
That's
for
right.
Rabbi, sorry.
Excellent. Similarly, we say narun muqadatun, a fueled fire or a kindled fire or a lit up fire. And when we say narullahi, fire of Allah. So now, before it was narun muqadatun, here nar is a common noun. A kindled fire, narun, any fire. But when we say narullahi, that means fire of Allah. So now nar has become a proper noun because of lafz al-jalala. And when we want to say narullahi al-muqadatu, it is Allah's kindled fire. Now al-muqadatu is marfu'. Why it is marfu'?
Because here,
It's the sifa of nar. Okay.
fa of nar.
Nar.
So nar is marfu' and also the sifa is marfu'. Nar is
Construction
feminine.
is also
Yeah, nar is feminine. That's why the adjective that we have used for nar is also feminine. Okay, so this is these are the main or the important points. For example, here you say Ja'a akhi al-kabiru. What if we replace akhi with ukhti? Ja'a ukhti
الكبيرة
al-kabiratu.
Ustad ja'at.
Yes, ja'at.
جاءت
Ukhti
Ukhti
al-kabiratu.
al-kabiratu. Al-kabiratu.
ورأيت أختي الكبيرة وجلست مع أختي الكبيرة. Excellent.
Kabirati.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And Alhamdulillah, now, so we completed basically the text of lesson number 18. So today, inshallah, we will move on to the exercises. Right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody agrees, inshallah, hopefully?
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. So of course you would only be able to answer if you were able to go through the text again, or maybe you watched, I don't know, the recording as well. If not, let's try to answer the questions. ماذا يريد الأبناء أن يشتروا من السوق? So what does the boys want to buy from the market? Yes.
يريدون أن يشتروا
يريدون أن يشتروا من السوق أقلاما ودفاتر ومساطر. So they wanted to buy pens, notebooks, and rulers. ماذا تريد البنات أن يأخذن لسلمى? What do the girls or what the daughters want to take for Salma?
يريدون أن يأخذن.
Yuridna, because when you say yuriduna, it will be for the boys, for the masculine.
Boys يريدن.
Yuridna, yes. أن يأخذن
غلبة حلوى
لسلمى. Yes. يريدنا أن يأخذن علبة حلوى لسلمى. They want to take the sweets box or the box of sweets for Salma. All right, so next one. صحح ما يلي. So صحح, now you should be able to reflect on this. What kind of verb is this? Which group does it belong to? And what kind of?
سبح
يسبح تسبيحا.
تسبيحا.
Starts on the pattern of sabbih, which is sahih. Yeah. So it's basically صحح يصحح تصحيحا. Yeah.
تصحيحا.
To correct something. Okay. صحح ما يلي. So we have to correct the following. Okay, number 1, Aminatu bintu Hamidin. Amina is the daughter of Hamid.
Aminatu zawjatu is wife of Hamid.
Zawjatu Hamidin.
To
That's
Hamid.
right, yes. Aminatu Zawjatu Hamidin.
Hamid.
Yeah, so Amina is the wife of Hamid, not the daughter.
Ustad, you say zawjun also, Ustad, or you should say zawjatun only?
La, for when you specify as a wife, then it will be used as zawjatun. When you talk about spouses or spouse, then it could be both. For example, Rabbana hablana min azwajina. So azwaj is the plural of zawj. So zawj could be used for both spouses, but when we want to specify, then we will say zawjatun for the wife and zawjun for the husband. Okay, so turidu Aminatu an tazura ukhtaha. Amina wants to visit her sister.
Visit her neighbor Zaratina.
Jarataha. Yes, turidu Aminatu an tazura jarataha. She wants to visit her neighbor. So ukhtaha, we will change it to jarataha because jarun is used for, it's for the male neighbor, jarun, and the plural is jiran, we have learned it. And jaratun, of course, for the feminine, and jarataha, which is her neighbor. Okay, why it is antazura? Why not antazuru?
Because of an, after an, it the verb takes mansub.
That's right.
Antazura.
That's right. Okay, السؤال الثالث قال حامد لزوجته اغسلي منديلي الأسود.
قميصي
القميص الأبيض.
اغسلي
قميصي أبيض.
Okay, so why it is al-aswada here? We have to look at the i'rab of mindil, okay?
Mindili.
So let's not look at mindili because this ya al-mutakallim creates a bit of confusion. So
it is maf'ul bihi.
Yeah, that's right. So we know because ighsili is fi'l al-amr. So we know that the noun that follows it will be always mansoob, okay? So it was basically ighsili mindila, right? It was mindila, okay? So what happened, because of al-ya al-mutakallim, it has become mindili. However, we know that the noun mindil is mansoob. So mindil is because it's a noun, so the adjective that comes or follows it has to be mansoob as well. But why it is al-aswada? Why not aswada? Why do we have al here?
Because yaul mutakallim is attached, so it has become, this has made it proper.
Yeah, so basically mindil is a common noun, but when we say mindili, then it becomes a proper noun. So that's why we have to bring in the adjective, which is also proper noun. يريد الأبناء أن يذهبوا إلى السوق قبل الصلاة. The boys want to go to the market before the prayer. Yes.
بعد الصلاة.
Yes, بعد الصلاة.
بعد الصلاة. The boys want to go to the market after the prayer.
It's very simple. يريد الأبناء أن يذهبوا إلى السوق. So we replace قبل with بعد الصلاة, after the prayer. أن يذهبوا. What was the original verb?
Harf of nasab has dropped the noun, Ustad.
The noon has been dropped. Yeah, it was يذهبون, but because of an, the noon has been dropped, and we have, or the alif has been put over there to tell us that something happened over there, and also to tell us that this is plural now, a verb, not a singular verb. Because if we don't put here alif, then there might be a confusion that it could be يذهبوا. Okay, أراد زملاء or زملاء الأبناء أن يذهبوا إلى حديقة الحيوانات. Okay, so how will we translate it? The colleagues or the classmates of my sons
My sons want to go to the zoo.
wanted to go to the zoo. So
Zoo.
the classmates of my son wanted to go to the zoo.
Zoo.
Okay, so is this true or is there any mistake here?
No, they want to go to the museum.
إلى المتحف. إلى المتحف. Yes. So أراد زملاء الأبناء أن يذهبوا إلى المتحف. متحف is used for the museum. يريد حامد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى مع زوجته. Hamid wants to go to the hospital with his wife. Yes, okay. Is that true?
True.
مع
No,
بناته.
her daughters here.
Yeah, مع بناته. بناته. يريد حامد أن يذهب إلى المستشفى مع بناته with his daughters. All right.
Okay.
Now, يسأل المدرس كل من الطلاب هذا السؤال. So the teacher asks each of the students this question. ماذا يريد هؤلاء الطلاب? So what do these students want? ماذا يريد هؤلاء الطلاب? And the students will answer هؤلاء الطلاب or هؤلاء يريدون أن يذهبوا or whatever أن يأكلوا. So basically what we have to do, we have to use an, and after that we have to use the plural verb for the masculine, which is يذهبون, and we know that when we have an, then the noon gets dropped, so it will be أن يذهبوا or أن يذهبوا. Okay, so now we have lots of questions here. For example, ماذا يريد هؤلاء الطلاب? What do these students want? ويجيب الطالب ويقول. Now you know the meaning of أجاب يجيب إجابة. ويجيب الطالب ويقول, and the student answers and says هؤلاء يريدون أن يذهبوا إلى المتحف. They want to go to the museum. For example, مختارا من الجمل الآتية. Now you have to answer by choosing from these options. So everybody, I would like every one of you to answer one by one. For example, هؤلاء يريدون أن يذهبوا إلى الملعب. So what we have to do now here, it was يذهبون, so we drop noon and we will say أن يذهبوا إلى الملعب. Okay, who is going to answer number 2? هؤلاء
هؤلاء يريدون أن يسكنوا في مهاجع الجامعة.
Okay, يسكنوا في مهاجع الجامعة. These students want to live in the hostels of the university. Yes, brother Ibrahim.
No.
Do you have any question? Okay, number 3.
أن يجلسوا في الصف الأول.
How would you translate that?
These
students, these boys or these students, yes, want to sit in the first row of the class. In the first row of the class. Okay. Next one. Yes, please, quickly.
يريدون أن يرجعوا إلى. My hand has covered it too.
أن يرجعوا إلى المهاجر
بعد الحصة الثانية.
بعد الحصة الثانية, right? So they want to return to their hostels after the second class, after the second period. Al-hissa is used for the period. Okay. Yes, please, next one.
هؤلاء يريدون أن يفتحوا نوافذ.
النوافذ, right? هؤلاء يريدون أن يفتحوا النوافذ. They want to open the windows. Yeah. Yes, please, next.
يريدون هؤلاء يريدون أن يأخذوا هذه المجلة
Majallata.
mujallata ila buyutihi. These students wanted to take this magazine to their home.
To their homes. Excellent.
هؤلاء يريدون أن يغسلوا وجوههم يغسلوا وجوههم
يغسلوا وجوههم. Okay.
يغسلوا وجوههم.
Yes.
That they wish that they want to wash their faces.
Atamanna, I wish, and yuridu, want. Okay.
Yes, yes, Ustad.
Okay, wujuh is the plural of what?
Wajah.
Wajah.
Wajhun. Wajhun.
Face, faces.
Yeah, wajhun. Wajamahu, wujuhun. Okay. هؤلاء يريدون أن
يضربونني.
No. So what we have to do now?
يضربوني.
Yes, يضربوني. And these students want to hit me. Okay, so it was
Hit me.
يضربونني. So the first noon is noon of Jama'ah, the noon of plural, whereas the second noon is noon al-wiqaya, which has been used for ya al-mutakallim. So it becomes yadribuni, they want to hit me. Okay, هؤلاء يريدون أن
يقرأوا القرآن.
يقرأوا القرآن. Okay,
These students want to recite Quran.
the Quran. Okay.
Quran.
Okay, هؤلاء يريدون أن
يدخلوا مكتبة.
Yes, أن يدخلوا المكتبة. These students
want to enter
library.
the library.
Okay. هؤلاء يريدون أن
يقولوا لك شيئا.
Excellent.
They want
أن
to-
يقولوا لك شيئا. They want to say something to you. Okay. Next, هؤلاء يريدون أن
أن يسألوك سؤالا. They want to ask you.
يسألوك سؤالا. Noon has been dropped, right?
Now,
Okay, my question is, after يسألو, alif will be added or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, alif will come back, Ustad. No?
Again,
No, sir.
no. Why? When we
Because
use
there
them
is
with
one
the
option.
attached,
First you
when we,
rejected. I have only second option, sir.
when we use them with the attached pronouns, then there is no need to use alif. Basically, this is called alif al-fariqa. That is basically used to
Alif
differentiate.
al-fariqa.
Yeah, to differentiate, like something happens so
And-
between two things. Yeah. Or yes,
What is the name of the other alif, sir?
Yeah,
Alif
yeah.
al-wiqaya.
wiqaya. That's right. So this alif will be dropped when we connect the verb with an attached pronoun. So whenever you attach it to it, ka kuma kum, ki kuma kunna, ha huma hum, hi huma hunna, then there is no need to add alif. Alif will not be added. Did you get it?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Ustad.
Okay.
But we need a reminder again.
Yes. هؤلاء يريدون أن
يأكلوا.
يأكلوا
No, alif will
الطعام.
come back, sir.
Yes, alif will come back. That's right. Okay. And next is هؤلاء يريدون أن يشربوا
القهوة.
يشربوا القهوة. Yeah, these students want to drink.
يشرب القهوة مع أستاذ بكرة.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. وليس اليوم. أهلا وسهلا.
مشغول.
هؤلاء يريدون أن
يزور المديرة.
يزور المديرة.
المديرة.
Okay.
مديرة.
So wow will be dropped or will it stay there?
No.
No, wow will stay there, Ustad.
Yes, okay. And alif will be added or not?
Yes, alif will be added.
Added, because after that we don't have
Pronoun it is there, it will be dropped.
yeah, we don't have attached pronoun. Okay. تأمل ما يلي. Okay, تأمل is which form or which group?
تدبر.
تدبر, which is number 5, right?
Yes, يتدبر.
Yes. تأمل يتأمل تأملا. تأملا. So تأمل لا تتأمل. So تأمل ما يلي, we have to reflect on the following. So it's the same information that we started, I think, in the beginning of lesson number 17. As we can see here, هو يذهب and هو يريد أن يذهب.
أن يذهب.
Yeah, so what happened here? Dhamma has changed into fatha because of an, which is a particle of mudari, and which changes mudari into mansub. A particle that is used with mudari and changes it into mansub. هي تذهب, هي تريد أن تذهب. So dhamma changes into fatha. We have learned that dhamma changes into fatha. You remember that, right? So we have learned like
No.
يذهب, تذهب, تذهب, أذهب, نذهب. 5 verbs are there that end with dhamma, and all these 5 they change with fatha. The Sheikh here mentioned, okay, so 1, 2, 3, yeah, alhamdulillah, all of them are mentioned here. So أنا أذهب, and similarly أنا أريد أن أذهب, and نحن نذهب نريد, نحن نريد أن نذهب. Okay, can you please differentiate between تذهب and تذهب here?
No, it has to be understood under the context, Ustad.
But here
First
we
one
don't
is
need
for female, sir. Second
Yeah,
one
it's
is
used
for
for third
mukhatab.
person and for mukhatab anta.
That's right. Here we don't even need the context because hiya is already given there, right? So if we
Yes,
don't
sir.
have hiya or anta, then it will be a confusion. If we have hiya, tadhabu, and anta tadhabu, it's clear. You go and she goes, right? The problem occurs when we don't have hiya and anta. Then we have to know from the context. All right. And then
Yes.
we have alif, part 1, and then we have ba, which is B. So in the second part, we have learned that the verbs that end with una sound, una, the noon gets dropped, and we are talking about the verbs, not about the nouns. So hum yadhabuna and hum yuriduna an yadhabu. So una, the noon gets dropped and it is replaced with alif. So hum yuriduna an yadhabu, antum tadhabuna, antum turiduna an tadhabu, and anti tadhabina. We have learned that there is either the sound of una or ina, and ina is one and only form or sigha which is used in the mudare, which is used for anti tadhabina, you go. And it is completely different from all the forms, the 14 forms that we have learned. How, for example, yadhabu, tadhabu, tadhabu, adhabu, nadhabu, they are almost on the same pattern. Yadhabuna, yadhabna, tadhabuna, tadhabna, almost on the same pattern. But this one, tadhabina, is completely different. So we can figure it out when we hear the sound of anti tadhabina. That means we are talking to you, feminine, second person, singular, right? Anti turidina and tadhabi, you want to go. Okay, jim part, which is hunna and antunna, which is what? What do you remember about the jim part?
Plural, sir.
Feminine plural, sir.
Yeah, but what's the
Feminine
rule?
It's
plural.
mabni.
Rule.
And
They are fixed.
Mabni.
They are mabni, yeah,
Alal
mabni
fath.
al-fath, okay? So their ending will not change. For example, hunna yadhabna and hunna yuridna an yadhabna. So we can say like it is mansub, it's mahallan mansub, but lafdan it is, as we can see here, mansub as well. It's not mansub, it's marfu basically, yeah? Antunna tadhabna and antunna turidna an tadhabna.
Abhi,
So no change has taken place. Okay. So it's clear now. So the 5 that end with dhamma changes into fatha. When we use an or li with that, don't forget lam talil, okay? Lam talil, please don't forget about that as well. So similarly, the second group that we have here, the verbs that end with the una and the ina sound, then the noon gets dropped. And the third group is, it is mabni, and these they do not change whether you put an before it or li before it, or you beg or you cry, they wouldn't change. Okay, then we have ضع في الأماكن الخالية الفعل يذهب مسندا إلى الضمائر المناسبة. Now you have to complete or fill in the blanks by using the verb يذهب only. Yani the forms of يذهب we have to use just to make it easier for us, and we don't have to use any other form of the verb, and we have to complete these questions. Yes, السؤال الأول من يريد أن يجيب. Who wants to answer?
يريد الطلاب أن يذهبوا إلى المتحف غدا. We drop the noon. It should be يذهبون because طلاب. Now we have dropped the noon. It becomes yazhabu. with vowel jam.
Yadhabu. And what about alif? Will be added or not?
Alif will be there, Ustad, because we are
Okay.
just dropping the noon. So yuridu, they want the students want to
Go to the
go to the Muthaf, the museum.
museum tomorrow. Okay. غدا tomorrow. Okay. السؤال الثاني.
يا أسامة أتريد أن تذهب إلى مكتب البريد لتأخذ برقية.
Okay, brother, again, there is a mistake that needs to be fixed. أتريد أن
أتريد أن تذهب
تذهب.
إلى
Okay, yeah, not you said تذهب, so it should be تذهب because of أن. Dhamma changes into fatha. Yeah. إلى مكتب البريد لتأخذ. Here, what happened here? Why here we have fatha? Yalla, quickly. Why here we have fatha?
Lam al-Talil.
Lam al-Ta'lil. Okay, Lam al-Ta'lil, which is used to give a reason. لتأخذ البرقية, to take the telegram. Okay. Okay. الثالث.
أنا أريد أن أذهب إلى بلدي في عطلة الصيف. I want to go to my country in the summer vacation.
Summer vacation. Okay. الرابع.
يريد عمي أن يذهب إلى جدة ليشتري سيارة.
ليشتري سيارة.
يريد أمي أن تذهب إلى
أمي my uncle. يذهب.
My uncle.
It's not أمتي.
My aunt.
أمي, my uncle.
Okay.
And yuridu, we can get the idea from yuridu that it's for the masculine. So yuridu, we can yuridu and yadhaba, they will be compatible, right? So yuridu ammi.
The feminine version will be what was that for Ami? It will be
turidu ammati and tadhaba.
Ammati. Okay.
Yes. So yuridu for the masculine and turidu for the feminine.
My uncle wants that he wants to
go to Jeddah to buy a car. Liyashtariya. Why ya has fatha?
Again, this is
okay, number 5. أين تريدنا أن
تذهبن بعد الدرس يا أخوات.
بعد الدرس يا أخوات. Where do you want to go after the lesson? Oh, my sisters. Or sisters. So what happened here? Was there any change? Did any change take place here?
مبني على الفتح.
ما شاء الله تبارك الله. طيب السادس.
نريد أن نذهب إلى باكستان
للباكستانيين فقط. ها عرفان, what happened?
نحن نريد
أن نذهب
إلى باكستان في الأسبوع
المقبل. Yes.
The forthcoming week.
Yeah. So نحن نريد أن نذهب إلى باكستان في الأسبوع المقبل. Yeah, we want to go to Pakistan the following week or the coming week. Okay. أخواتي يريدنا
أن يذهبن إلى مكتبة هذا المساء.
Yes, أخواتي يريدنا أن يذهبن. يريدنا يذهبن. You see the pattern here. So إلى المكتبة هذا المساء. My sisters want to go to the library this evening. And الثامن, yes. أمي تريد. Yes.
أن تذهب إلى صيدليتي. That is pharmacist. لتشتري دواء.
إلى الصيدلية. This one should be fixed now. جار مجرور. You know, after the حرف جار, the ending.
Yes, Ustad. This is jam. صيدلية.
أمي تريد أن تذهب إلى الصيدلية لتشتري دواء. Brother, please wait for a minute. Yeah, so my mother wants to go to the pharmacy to buy the medicine, or to buy medicine, I must say. Okay, التاسع. متى تريدين
أن
This is
تذهبي
anti.
أن تذهبي
أن
أن
تذهبي
تذهبي المستشفى
إلى المستشفى لعيادة الخالة يا أم كلثوم.
يا أم كلثوم.
Kulthum. Yeah, so when do you want to go to visit your aunt or Kulthum? Okay, so it is متى تريدين أن تذهبي. Yeah, it was basically, it was تذهبين, but because of an, the
Noon
noon
gets
has been dropped. Okay. يا إخوان أتريدون أن
تذهبوا
تذهبوا إلى حديقة الحيوانات اليوم. Okay, and you can see here, because we have تريدون, so from here we can get the idea that we have to use the same verb as well. يا إخوان أتريدون أن تذهبوا إلى حديقة الحيوانات اليوم. Do you want to go to the zoo today? أكمل. Yes, Irfan. أكمل.
Form 4.
Fourth
Aslam.
one, right? Aslam. Okay. So it is basically, it is أكمل يكمل إكمالا أكمل لا تكمل لا تكمل. Excellent. So أكمل كلا من الجمل الآتية بوضع, by putting فعل مضارع مناسب, by putting in a suitable present tense. Now, what you have to do, you have to use the verb from yourselves. It could be any verb. And mashallah, I think today, hopefully, we will be able to complete our lesson. Yes. So now we don't have to use only يذهب or يذهبوا or تذهبوا, or we have to use any of the verbs. خرج الطلاب من الفصول
لداء.
To know, let's say to know the reason of the noise. طلاب. طلاب will be yeah. Okay, I'll give you the hint. طلاب, we will say يعرفون.
يعرفوا.
Yes, سبب الضوضاء. So خرج الطلاب من الفصول ليعرفوا سبب الضوضاء. The student left the classroom to know the reason of the noise. ضوضاء is noise. Okay.
من أي إذاعة تريدون أن تسمعوا الأخبار يا سادة.
Excellent.
Which radio station do you want to listen? Oh,
gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Yes, gentlemen. So Sadatu, it's basically Sadatun is the plural of Sayyidun. من أي إذاعة تريدون أن تسمعوا الأخبار يا سادة. Yes, so from which
واو الجماعة أستاذ, واو الجماعة بالتالي.
Yes, that's right. Yes, تسمعوا الأخبار يا سادة. Oh, gentlemen or oh brothers. Okay, يا زينب أيمكنك
أن يكتب هذا العنوان باللغة الفرنسية.
زينب
تكتب
يا زينب.
So it becomes تكتبي.
تكتبي. يا زينب أيمكنك أن تكتبي هذا العنوان باللغة الفرنسية. Oh Zainab, is it possible for you to write this address in French language? An taktubi, it was taktubina. It was the ina sound, the only sound which is used in the mudari. خرجت الطالبات الجدد ليذهبن إلى المديرة. Excellent. خرجت الطالبات الجدد. The new students left to go to the manager. جاء هؤلاء الطلاب إلى الجامعة الإسلامية من بلاد مختلفة to study
ليدرس
ليدرسوا
ليدرسوا
اللغة العربية والقرآن والحديث
والفقه والتوحيد.
والتوحيد.
Okay. So ليدرسوا اللغة العربية والقرآن والحديث والفقه والتوحيد. So all of these are the main
students came to Jamia Islamia
from different countries من بلاد مختلفة. Why it is مختلفة? Why not مختلف?
countries.
Because bilad is the plural of baladun, which is
Because bilad is again feminine.
Yes, feminine. So that's why the adjective has to be feminine as well. So liyadrusu. Why yadrusu? Because of tulab. So for tulab we will use yadrusu. Yes. Okay. Aturidna an. Yes, this one should be easier.
تشربنا
أن تريدنا يا بنات
تشربنا القهوة يا بنات. Yes, تشربنا. No change will take place. Yeah. تريدنا أن تشربنا القهوة يا بنات. Yes. Do you want to drink coffee, oh daughters or oh sisters? يا أيها الإخوان لا تخرجوا من الفصل قبل أن
تذهب للمدرس أن تدخل
They are leaving, so
يخرج
yes, أن يخرج المدرس. Don't leave before the teacher leaves. اخرجوا بعد
أن يدخل
أن يدخل وادخلوا الفصل قبل أن يدخل. Right. So يا أيها الإخوان لا تخرجوا من الفصل قبل أن يخرج المدرس. اخرجوا بعد أن يدخل وادخلوا الفصل قبل أن يدخل. Right. So يدخل. The first one is يخرج and then we have يدخل and يدخل. Okay. أنت خرجت من الفصل لتشربي الماء. Right. أليس كذلك? Isn't it? You left to drink water. You left the classroom or you went out of the classroom to drink water. أليس كذلك? Isn't it? أليس كذلك? So تأمل ما يلي. Now here it's basically what we have learned already. Whatever we have learned here, we have the explanation in Arabic. So we know al-mudari al-marfu'u, which is the regular form of the mudari, alamatul raf'i, and al-mudari al-mansubu, and alamatul raf'i. So alamatul nasbi. So we will see that we know that dhamma is alamatul is the sign of marfu, right?
Marfu.
Yeah, marfu. So alama is ad-dhammatu. Yadhabu ad-dhamma. Yadhabuna thubutun nuni. Thubut is from thabata yathbutu thubutan, something that stays or remains over there. So yadhabuna thubutun nuni, basically the sign of the mudari is noon. Here sign of mudari is dhamma and here it is noon. And in tadhabu, again, what is it? Dhamma, right? Yeah, and yadhabna
is
mabniyun ila al-fath, yeah. And tadhabu, again, dhamma. Tadhabuna, noon, or thubutun nuni. Tadhabina, also, thubutun nuni. Tadhabna, mabniyun. Adhabu and adhabu, ad-dhamma and ad-dhamma. So how will
Can you please explain what is thubut and nooni again, please?
Thubut and nooni means
essence of noon.
This noon makes it plural, but this is the noon of the plural of the third person.
So adding plural, the noon that is adding plural.
So yeah, the noon that tells us or gives us the information that plural. This is a plural verb. Okay. If it comes with the noun, then we will say it's a plural noun. For example, Muslimuna, Kafiruna. And when it comes with the verb, then again, it is also used for the plural for masculine, not for the feminine. Okay. Una sound
Okay,
is for
thank
the
you.
masculine. You're welcome. So yadhabu, yadhabuna, tadhabu, tadhabna. And then we have tadhabu, tadhabuna, and all these forms we have learned many times, and I'm sure inshallah you know them. So 5 end with dhamma, and these 5 that end with dhamma, we will say that alamatul raf'i is dhamma, right? Then we have the verbs that end with una, which are 2, yadhabuna and tadhabuna. So we will say thubutul noon. And then there is one that ends with ina. Ina is also used with the thubutul noon, yani it is marfu with noon. And mansub, we know that the mansub, what happens that the fatha change, the dhamma changes into fatha. Okay, so the 5 verbs that end with dhamma, then what happens? Dhamma changes into fatha. For example, yadhabu, tadhabu, tadhabu, adhabu, nadhabu changes into yadhaba, tadhaba, tadhaba, adhaba, nadhaba. So that changes into fatha, and the noon gets dropped for the plural for masculine, and for the feminine singular, which is anti. So let's see here, yadhaba is fatha, yadhabu hadfu noon. So what happened here? The noon has been dropped. Hadfu noon means dropping the noon. So it was basically yadhabuna, but the dropping of noon is called hadfu noon, so it has become yadhabu. And we know that dhamma has changed into fatha, and fatha is alamatul nasbi, right? Yadhabna mabniyun doesn't make any change, or no change happens. Tadhaba fatha again. Tadhabu hadfu nooni. Tadhabi is again hadfu nooni. Tadhabna mabniyun. Adhaba and adhaba, both of them are with fatha or they are maftuh. So the 5 verbs that end with dhamma, we will say they are marfu with dhamma. And when their dhamma changes into fatha, we will see they are mansub with fatha, right? Then there are the verbs that end with una. So we say that they are marfu with noon. And when the noon gets dropped, we will say they are mansub with the dropping of the noon. And then one and only, which one is that sigha? Which one is that form? For the
feminine.
feminine. Yes.
Mabni.
Yes. So for the feminine singular, anti, that is not mabni, right?
Yeah, that is subutun.
That's right.
The presence. You say subut is presence of noon.
Yeah, so hadfu noon, that will be hadfu noon. We will say hadfu noon, right?
That
Thubutu noon is marfu and hadfu noon is mansub. So when the noon has been dropped, that is called mansub. And the noon is there, then we call it marfu.
What is the meaning of hadf? Is hadf like sign?
No, hadafa yahdafu, hadfun to delete,
Hazaf.
to erase.
Hazaf. This is dropping. Hazaf or delete.
Yes, to delete in like everyday English we will say, please drop it, drop this thing, yeah? Or remove it, or delete it. So removing the noon, as you can see here, Taha, it was tadhabuna, and hadfu noon, the noon has been dropped and it has become tadhabu.
Tadhabu.
Similarly, it was tadhabina, and the noon has been dropped and it has become tadhabi. So that is called hadfu noon. Thubutun noon, when the noon is maintained. Hadfu noon, when the noon has been dropped.
Dropped. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ta'ammal ma yali, and now you have to reflect on the following. And an la, basically what happens, the noon gets dropped and the la gets tashdid, and this is the rules of the tajweed as well. We say that idgham without ghunna, yeah, bidun ghunna. That after noon sakin, when we have lam and ra, then the noon gets dropped, or we don't pronounce it. So arju an tadkhula, and if you say I request you to get in, and if you want to request someone not to get in, you say arju alla tadkhula. Allah tadkhula. So it was basically an la, noon has been dropped and then it has been replaced with the tashdid Allah tadkhula. Similarly, arju an tajlisa huna, I request you to sit here. Arju Allah tajlisa huna, I request you not to sit here. Ka harfun min huruf al-jarri, we have learned it. Ka means like, okay. So هذه المدرسة كالمسجد. This school is like a masjid, right?
A masjid.
هذه القهوة كالماء. This coffee is like water.
Water.
And حامد الكسلان كزميله. Hamid is lazy.
Ahmed is lazy like his friend.
His friend. And ساعتي كساعتك. My watch is like your watch.
Your watch.
All right. الكلمات الجديدة, the new words. عادة and عادات. عادة habit. عادات habits. متحف museum. And متاحف museums. علبة tin
Can.
or a can.
Like can.
And the plural is علب on the pattern of فعل. علب, which is cans. ملابس is the plural of malbas. Malbas, and the plural is malabisu, something that we wear, and the clothes. صيدلية is used for the pharmacy. حديقة الحيوانات is the zoo. And sayyidun, gentleman, or sir, and the plural is sadatun. Sadatun. So this is completely different as well, as we can see here. Alhamdulillah, we have completed lesson number 18, and inshallah, starting from 19, we will get into different, inshallah, world of the verbs, and we are getting deeper and deeper, inshallah, and you are learning more and more. I hope that whatever we are learning also becomes as a part of our actions as well. And inshallah, learning and teaching both. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام. جزاكم الله خيرا يا أستاذ.
وإياكم وإياكم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.